Yeah, it's Crazy Dave and Magic Mondays. Morning, folks, and I hope you've had a good week, and I know you're going to have a great week coming up. And I just would like to ask you a few questions. And the one thing I really want to know, and it's something that we should all be asking ourselves, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Martin Luther King. The quality, not the longevity of one's life is what is important. Also Martin Luther King. And life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Confucius. So now you've had these 3 quotes, and I was wondering what I should talk about this week. And I wanted to talk about water and how we can, when we go out into nature and we enjoy nature, if we just observe water and we try and take the qualities of water into our own life, and we take the qualities of nature and we look at nature and we get all that power from nature, all that goodness. Nature often can bring you to tears, a beautiful sunset or a beautiful sunrise or the stars in the evening. Water is very simple, but water is everywhere in our life. And we take water for granted often, and we don't look after one of the resources that's very important to us, water and air. How often are we polluting the air and polluting water? Water is making us up. They say 75% of people are water. Water makes everything. Food. Without water, we can't grow food. Without food, we can't be alive. Are we grateful for water? Are we looking after what's important to us? I don't think so. But this came to me in a different way. While I was reading up about water, I came across an article of a homeless man. And it was quite touching. And all this homeless man wanted to do was be a positive person in society. He had been in prison for 12 years and he got out of prison. He wasn't being able to get a job in society. Nobody wanted to take him because he had been in prison. And he had been gone to prison for taking drugs. Not for selling drugs, but for taking drugs. He couldn't find accommodation. Even people that would help prisoners wouldn't let a drug user into their apartments, but would let a pedophile into their apartment. And he was just saying, and it really got me thinking, he was just saying society doesn't want to care anymore. Society doesn't want to care about people. They've already been affected so badly by their surroundings, I often believe, by watching media, only seeing the negative stories, only believing in the negative stories, that they shun this man. They're not very caring. And this got me to thinking about platforms like Facebook and Instagram. We sometimes are so proud that we have 500 friends or 600 friends. Or we're on WhatsApp, we're texting each other. But what has happened to the art and the love of communicating with each other eye to eye? That contact. You know, we have all these friends, but if we are ever in trouble, will any of these friends ever come to our rescue? Will any of these friends ever talk to us? So, folks, before we judge people, perhaps we should take a look at ourselves. Do not judge people because we have not walked in their shoes. If we have walked in their shoes, then we could perhaps understand what they are going through. So today, when you get to the traffic light and we see that man with a sign, please give me a job or food or money, let us not judge him or criticize him and think, he's just going to go and buy alcohol with it. And if he is, who are we to judge? Who are we to say what is right and wrong? How are we meant to know if something is good or bad or indifferent? For tomorrow, something that was good today could be very bad. So folks, give people a chance. Give yourself a chance. Discipline, self-discipline comes in here. Self-love, mercy upon yourself. And this takes me back to the water. Water we are not grateful for often. We don't realize it. But if we just change our attitude to nature and to the way we are treating this world and the way we are treating fellow human beings, we would stop judging them maybe. We should not let our egos get in the way. Let our minds think that we are more important than anything else. And we should start living a good life and not judging, but having mercy upon ourselves, for ourselves and for the others in this world. So next time you see a person, you don't have to give money, but perhaps a smile will do. Or perhaps have a conversation with that person. And I often have conversations with strangers. And I ask them all sorts of questions. I once went down to a traffic light and I stood there for half an hour begging for money. I don't need the money. And I got 50 rand. Most people were too embarrassed to look me in the eye. And I gave the 50 rand to a charity afterwards. My point of the story was that I talked to other people at the traffic light. I thought they thought I was competition. And I listened to their stories. And they weren't nice stories. They were heartbreaking stories. They brought tears to my eye. But I will never, ever in my life judge anyone begging money, because I think it's the most difficult job in the world. Even if they're begging money for drugs and alcohol, it's not something I want to do. I do not want to walk in their shoes. So guys, go out there this week and be nice to your fellow neighbor. Be nice to your fellow man. Be nice to animals. Be nice to nature. But most important, be nice to yourself. This is Crazy Dave and Magic Mondays. Yeah! Crazy Dave, enjoy your week.